Mary Dye, she works specifically with people battling eating disorders, and even though she hasn't really been able to hold in-person sessions with her clients here at her office in the Virginia Beach Town Center, Dye says she's really been bogged down with calls from people needing help, especially during the pandemic. So much so she's actually, in some cases, had to turn some people away. Now, Dye says eating disorder numbers are higher than people realize and impact all types of people. So that's regardless of race, gender, age, you name it. Now, when you think eating disorder, I'm sure a lot of you think, food restriction like anorexia or bulimia with binging and purging, but there are just so many others, so many different types of disorders. Binge eating itself is one. And then another one that Dye is seeing a lot of right now with the pandemic is called orthorexia. That's an unhealthy obsession with health foods. So treatment for these has been a challenge, she says, not only having to meet with clients virtually, but just trying to help them find structure during COVID that can really help in the recovery process. Now, this isn't to say eating healthy or exercise is bad or wanting to look a certain way is bad. Of course, obviously it's not, but Dye tells me how much we focus on these things is where the difference comes in.
Reflect on how much of my mental space, my thoughts on the day-to-day are now going to concerns about, what I've eaten, how I've exercised, how my clothes are fitting, what my weight is doing. If that's a passing thought here and there, okay, it's not really interfering or interrupting with quality of life or other activities. But once that starts to take over more and more space mentally, we're getting to have, something we want to pay attention to there.
And, this whole recovery is not easy, she says, when society does tend to give a lot of praise to people who lose weight or people that eat healthy no matter how much they focus on health foods or how excessively they exercise. Bottom line, during this Eating Disorders Awareness Week, our food choices should never dictate our self-worth and self-esteem, she says. And another thing that she wants folks to know is that recovery is possible for everybody. You just need to seek help. And if this is something that you think you're struggling with, or maybe somebody might be struggling with an eating disorder, there are resources out there to help. One of them being Stay Strong Virginia, another one, the Alliance for Eating Disorders Awareness. We've put links to both of those in this story at WTKR.com.